Imagine someone paying top dollar to put you up in a hotel room and still going hungry. That's a reality for many families placed in New York State's hotels. No meals, no childcare, unsanitary living conditions. Overall, none of the services are required in New York State's family shelters, despite the state paying these hotels more than it would cost to keep the families in actual apartments. Since about October, I've been following a woman named Jasmine Stratford and her family. They have been long-term residents of the Binghamton metropolitan area and were living in a suburb called Johnson City when they were evicted in June of last year. Since they were evicted, they spent the next 3 months roughly bouncing between a series of different hotels. We found one hotel in Rome, New York that was charging $250 per room per night to house a couple of families. And we're not talking about the Ritz-Carlton. I mean, we're talking about a budget motel where somebody was shot in November. So over the course of the 3 months that Jasmine and her family were living in the hotels, they lost a whole bunch of their possessions. They struggled to keep the kids in their summer courses. They encountered unsanitary conditions like roaches and mold. Overall, the family went through an incredibly difficult time, and the conditions that they were surrounded by led to escalating tensions in some cases with hotel management. So in New York State shelters, families can expect to receive 3 meals a day. They can expect connection to health care and to child care. They can expect supervision services, assistance finding housing. They don't get any of that in the hotels. So when Jasmine and her family approached the state in April of last year, they owed about $6,000, maybe a little bit more in back rent. By the time the state got them out of the hotels in September, the state had spent about $10,000, about $4,000 more than their family actually owed. In September of last year, while they were staying at the Motel 6, the sheriff's office was called to try and remove them. A couple of advocates showed up and they started live streaming the interaction. A local landlord decided to reach out to them and said, hey, I have a place that you can go. So Stratford and her family are doing a lot better. They've been in a new apartment for the past few months now. The irony of it is that social services wasn't the one that helped them get into their housing. It was pure luck. Head to the link in our bio to read my full story.